Back to you guys.
Joining the action in progress, this is the 113 matchup for the DoDDS European Championship, and we've got John Kellett Forsyth from Patch High School.
And we've also got Ross Wilson from Patch High School. Now, the DoDDS tournament, unlike the stateside state tournaments, it's set up a little different, where schools can actually bring more than one wrestler at a weight class. And so you will see this occasionally is wrestlers from the same school having to wrestle each other right here in the same tournament.
And John finished the season with an 18-5 record. I know Ross did pretty well throughout the year as well.
Yeah, sure he did. He's 19-1 on the year, and originally from Salt Lake City, Utah. And if I'm not mistaken, I know somebody else from Salt Lake City.
You do. I'm from Salt Lake, so I'm kind of going to pull a little bit for Ross here just because of some hometown love, but we'll see how it turns out. Again, Patch has got one of the best I guess, overall programs in DoDDS. They brought 17 wrestlers, and out of those 17, they had 7 qualify for the championships, the most out of any school that showed up. Quite a lot of people.
And they also had some return champions, Ross Wilson being one of those return champions from last year. So he brings in a lot of experience at this level, as well as, but you can't really call it at this point because these guys train together every day in the room. They probably know each other really well. I see this being a really tight, really close match.
I do too. I think that anytime you get a Patch wrestler on the mat, it's going to be a tough one. And some of the bigger schools, they obviously have great programs, but you can't count out some of the smaller schools. It's going to be a tough match no matter what in a wrestling environment.
Right. There's been just the one takedown so far, 28 seconds left in the first period. It is 2-0 in favor of Wilson here in this championship match at 113.
Wilson has the green anklet on while John has the red one. It's sometimes hard to follow when both teams are from the same school. And like I said, John is wearing the red anklet on his right ankle, and Ross has got the green one on his right ankle as well.
Looks like we're going to see another takedown there. He's running a half Nelson right now. He's hooking that leg. He's going to try and sink back. 2 points right now. The way near fall points work is once you get your opponent's back at least a 45-degree angle to where their shoulders are exposed to the mat, the referee will start counting. You'll see him throwing his hand and counting. And once you hit a 3 count, you get 2 points. If you can hold him there all the way to a 5 count without actually scoring the pin, you're going to get 3 back points for that.
End of the first period, going into the second period, both men are going to start on their feet. Again, this is the 113-pound DoDDS European Wrestling Championships. Ross Wilson from Patch is leading 6-1 over John Kellett Forsyth of Patch as well.
Deep shot there. He's got the double, comes around and scores another 2 points, putting him up 8-1. Ross Wilson ahead in this match against
John Kellett Forsyth. And for John, it's not over right now either. Being down 8-1, you might say 7 points is a huge deficit. All he needs to do is catch Ross in an attempted move, pull a reversal, put him on his back, and he could easily have 5 points right then and there.
You betcha. Wilson actually having a tough time breaking him down off of his base right now. Lets him back up to his feet, and we're going to start again. Looks like Kellett Forsyth in on a shot, but didn't quite get deep enough to get a hold of a leg that time, so he's stuck in a front headlock position.
Attempting a sit-out and switch, a sit-out and turn-in, but it's not working out to his advantage right now. What he has to do is he needs to really clear his hips away and put his upper body pressure onto the back of Ross Wilson. If he's unable to do that, like we saw, his move was ineffective right there.
Still standing up, no advantage to either wrestler, so we're going to start over after going out of bounds right there on our feet. I kind of expect Ross here to, he's been shooting really well, he's been getting in deep. I kind of expect another shot from him here not too long into the
And out of the first 2 matches we've seen today, he's one of the only wrestlers that we've seen successfully pull on a deep shot, and that's basically all due to his setup. He's able to set it up, completely throw John Kellett Forsyth off of his match, and successfully is winning the match 8-2 right now.
And he's not telegraphing is the other thing. You don't know when he's going to shoot. He's kind of unpredictable. He sets it up nice, and he just goes. He's not showing his opponent that he's going to shoot in.
Again, another takedown from Ross Wilson right there, leading the match 10-2, 22 seconds left in this 113 second period of the 113-pound DoDDS European Wrestling Championships.
Being up by 8 points, that's going to get him an extra team point for his team at the end of this tournament. What you might not know about wrestling is that while it's very much an individual sport, it is also a team sport. You're earning points for your team depending on how you win your match.
Pin obviously being the most points you can get, and then it goes into a tech fall, which is up by 15 points, a major win, which is 8 points or more in a match, and then you have a generic win. No points, obviously, for a loss, no negative points or anything like that. So it's important to get out there and put your 100% effort, which these gentlemen are. These kids are really doing all that they can.
You know, and when you get to this level, this is the pinnacle of all tournaments here in DoDDS, and there's not going to be any bad wrestlers here, especially in the championship matches, and you can see that these guys are just intense, they're into it, and they're giving it their all trying to win this championship here today.
Showing a little bit of life right there from John Kellett Forsyth. He was doing well up until that point of controlling Ross Wilson, but again, Ross Wilson getting the escape, now up 11-2.
Working the collar tie a little bit, hand fighting, just really feeling each other out still. Like I said, these guys probably know each other really well. He knows what he's going for because they practice together every day. And familiarity is really key in this sport sometimes. If you know what your opponent's going to do, it makes it a lot easier on you.
And the collar tie will be something you'll see as we get more into the heavier weight classes around the 140 mark, even up to the 215 or 220, and 285. A lot of people think of it as a stall tactic, but it's really not. When you have strength to play on there, when strength comes into play, you have to think 1, 2, 3 moves in advance, or it becomes a major issue. You can't just go in there willy-nilly. And obviously, these kids aren't. They're planning things out. You can see a strategy from both sides.
What I like to see is that even though these guys are probably friends, they wrestle for the same school, they practice together every day, both of them very much want this. Neither is conceding the title to either. And that makes for an exciting match.
Exactly, and with Ross Wilson being up right now 11-2, it may look like John hasn't done much, but the fact that 13-2, right now, but it seems that he may not be doing as much as the other guy. Ross has just made some couple key takedowns, which led him to back points, and that right there, 2 or 3 takedowns, that's anywhere from 4 to 6 points, and that can be a deficit.
Those add up really, really quick in a 6-minute match. Clock ticking down here, and we are going to have a new champion at 113 for the second time. Ross Wilson from Patch High School is going to take home the DoDDS European Wrestling Championship this year at 113 pounds.
For the DoDDS European Wrestling Championship this year, we had 157 wrestlers from 6 countries. 21 schools showed up to wrestle over the course of 2 days during the pool play and prelims. It was a fantastic tournament, and you can see some of the hard effort from these guys who have moved up into the championship matches.
We're going to go down now to our very own Sergeant Labuka, and he's got Ross Wilson on the side. We'll give him just 1 minute and see what Ross has to say.
Ross, just wanted to know, going into this championship round, you know, it's good to see 2 patch wrestlers in there, but what's it like going in against somebody you practice with, one of your teammates, one of you guys you know? What's it like going into the final round against him?
Well, I mean, it's awesome to know that I got the next best guy in Europe as a wrestling partner to keep me on my toes. So I got to owe it to him this win.
So, hey, a great win for you, a great win for Patch, great win for your teammate. Congratulations on your win, guys.